We need 4 mil from here on this side as well. So I'll go 4 mil. Alright, so now we extrude that through, just go extrude and then just click on those circles. And I tend to just pull them the whole way through. We lost our circle. That didn't work. If something doesn't work, I find it's best to just hit cancel and just re-click it again. We want that one. And that one. Now, to cut, just push cut here. And then you can change your direction that way. Obviously the rate is where it's cutting, so you can physically see what it's doing. So just push OK. So now we've got our sort of parts that are going to hold on to our robot. What we need to do now is to create something on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a sort of bucket style scoop, and you guys can sort of follow along with me. So I don't know what I've done there, but okay. Now, so the first thing I want to do is I just want to create, so I'm going to go right click on here, I'm going to go new sketch on there. Now I'm just going to draw a scoop coming out of here. So to do that, I can use these lines here as a sort of reference. The top of these ones here, so I might put these lines. Project geometry again, and then I'm just going to click on the top of that. Now, this is the top of my robot here. Now, the bottom of my robot from here should be 15 mil. So we have to make sure we include the 1.5 mil for the lid. So if you want to make sure that it's flush from your scoop to the wheels, you have to make sure that you include that lid, or it will be uneven, so one side will be higher than the other side. Okay, so now we can add 1.5 mils up here, so click there, add 1.5, so we just get 1.5, and we push tab, and we want that to be 90 degrees. Okay, done. Now we want this one here. We're just going to go straight out, so if we actually type 90 degrees. Okay. Now depending on how far out you want to go, will depend on where you want to drop this line. So at the moment, I'm going to go 40 mil out, and type 40 mil. Okay. Push enter, and I'm just going to go straight down 35 mil at 90 degrees. So that's going to be my reference box there. So that's my box that I'm going to make sure that I constrain with that there. That might be a little bit too large, but that's alright. I might make it a little bit shorter. If we change this 40 here, we might change that to 30. Yeah, that looks better. So now I'm going to use my arc tool, and I'm just going to go from this point here. It should snap to that point. I'm going to go to this point here. So one there, and then I can bend this arc around. Now I want some sort of scoop. I'm going to go like that, and I'll find that point there. See how it snaps and it changes color to green? That's what you want. And it snaps. Now if I start bringing this down, if you see that it's actually, that's a tangent mark. You can just see it on the bottom right hand side. There's a little circle with a line. That means it's tangent. That's what I'm after there. Alright. So now I've got these two lines here. I'm going to join them together here because they're actually not joint. Now they're joint. Now to close this line, you just right click and push OK, and that gets rid of, closes that line tool, or you can just push exit. on your keyboard. Now we want to bring these here through. So to bring those through, we can just go offset, and we're just going to offset that, give that a bit of an offset, because we need to create it as a three-dimensional shape. Now, so the offset we're just going to give is, we're going to give it, let's say 1.5. 1.5. There we go. Now, I want to, oh, now my computer's, oh, there we go, we're back. Now, with the front of my robot, I want to make sure that I have enough room to scoop up other robots. So I'm actually going to create this here to go down. Let's go, say, we'll go there. Right, so now that'll actually go underneath the robot. So if I don't have that, this here will just be flat. And if I'm trying to drive it under another robot, it's not going to work that well. So if you notice, when I bring it there, this black line straight underneath my mouse is actually aligned with the one at the bottom, so then I know that's the same length. And on the left, there's some dots there, so I know it's in line with those 2 points. And we're going to go straight there. Okay. So they should be in line with each other, which they look like they are. So now, you don't have to worry about these other lines. When you go to extrude, you only select the lines that you want to use. So cancel that, something went wrong. So let's go back into our sketch here. Click on left just to make it flush. Now if we go trim, let's get rid of all these other lines. Now to get rid of these lines, we have to delete these dimensions. Now go trim. Something. Not liking something. Now if we go extrude now, let's hope that works. Yep, looks like it is. Now we want to extrude all the way to this surface here, so we're going to go distance. We're going to go 2 and then select this one here. And then we push OK. So now that's what's going to give us that scoop. So now we've just made the basic scoop. Now to create this to go around the front of the bot, so what we're going to do is we're going to go Alright, so right click, new sketch. Now we're drawing on the sketch, so if we want to have these lines come through, so project geometry, that, and then we want to run a line down this surface here. Okay, and then we want to run a line down here. So if we go 3D model, we want to revolve this one here. So we want to revolve this, and the axis, we want this one here. So now see how it spins around like that? We want it to go 90 degrees. So we only want to go part way there. And then we push OK. So then you can see that that's now starting to go like that. Now, potentially, there's 2 ways you can do this. So there's 2 ways we can do the outside. We can do the same process right click, sketch, drawing, go around there. But what I'm just going to show you is I'm just going to show you a different process. Now if we right click on here, let's go new sketch on there. I'm just doing this just to find the dimension from between there and there, and that's 10 mil. Okay, so let's close that sketch and just delete it over here. Now, because that's 10 mil, I'm just going to offset a plane. So offset plane here, and we're going to go 5 mil. Okay, so now I've got this little work plane here. Now what I can do is there's a part here that says mirror. So if you click on that, and you're going to mirror this plane, so mirror plane, you select that work plane there, and then features, you need to select this part here, and then it'll mirror it over there, and we'll push OK. So if you're trying to mirror something, you just want it to be on the center. Make sure you're always on the center. So get yourself a center plane, and then you just mirror it. So if you're trying to do holes that you know are perfectly in line with each other, right, or your sides different, right, then that's fairly easy. So that's going to be the front scoop that we're going to create, and then afterwards, using the knowledge of this here, then I want you guys to create your own